The search for a sailor missing in the northern suburbs is expanding this morning. We're going to have a live update from Waukegan.
It'll be a busy day for the candidates for Chicago mayor. They had back on the campaign trail today, and a new poll shows the race is getting tighter.
Plus, Tracy's tracking a new storm system. Depending on where you live, you could see rain this weekend, or maybe you might see a little snow. As we welcome you on this Friday morning.
Live from Chicago's #1 news, ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 7 starts streaming now.
Hey everybody, top of the hour. I'm Terrell Brown.
And I'm Val Warner. Good to be with you. We just mentioned you might see a little snow, you might see a little rain this weekend, but let's find out what you're going to see right now today, because Tracy's standing by with that AccuWeather forecast. Hey, Tracy.
Hey there. Just a lot of cloud cover out there right now. Nothing eventful weather-wise, but a winter weather advisory goes into effect tomorrow at 4 a.m. through 1 p.m. and that's for the far northern suburbs, far western suburbs as well. So yeah, if you're out in Sycamore, if you are out in Elgin, Cary, McHenry, Woodstock, Waukegan, you're all under this winter weather advisory that kicks in early tomorrow. Right now, our temperatures are primarily in the mid-30s. I'll give you more details on that upcoming storm coming up. Roz?
We start in northwest Indiana. We've got a crash that is in the process of being cleared westbound 8094 past Ripley, a little bit before I-65, but we're still seeing residual delays there. Lots of delays on the Illinois side of things, anywhere from 35 minutes to an hour 5. And of course, that's going to be on the Kennedy. And to add insult to injury, we've got a stall in the reversibles around Kimball. They are waiting for a private tow. Right now they're on the shoulder, but once that tow gets there, they're going to have to block lanes to get it out of there. Our live crew is on the Kennedy at Fullerton. They did expand the work zone from Montrose all the way down to Fullerton. Once you get past there, it's moving pretty well. But yeah, it's an hour 5 to get downtown from O'Hare. Val and Terrell.
All right, Roz, thank you. Right now, the search for a Navy sailor missing in the north suburbs is still underway.
Yeah, Seamus Gray was last seen leaving a bar in Waukegan over the weekend. His mother is pleading for a safe return. Stephanie Wade is live in Waukegan this morning at the police department with an update. Stephanie.
Val and Terrell, the U.S. Navy will be joining the search today. Waukegan police say they've already covered miles of the lakefront, now expanding that search today. For the past 2 days straight, authorities have searched the waters of Lake Michigan, beaches and lakefront for the 21-year-old Florida native and Navy sailor assigned to Naval Station Great Lakes in North Chicago. Seamus Gray was last seen early Saturday morning leaving a bar in downtown Waukegan. Video shows him dressed in red, standing outside with friends after managers of the bar say he appeared drunk and was asked to leave. Minutes later, another camera shows him walking alone through an alley behind the bar. Police say he headed east toward the lake. Waukegan police now working with naval investigators, NCIS, as Gray's mother struggles to maintain hope.
He lives for his family, he lives for God, and he lives for his country. He came here to fight for his country, and now he's missing.
And police say Gray left the bar around 1:30 a.m. He was due back at the base by 2 a.m. This morning, police plan to search the area closer to the base around 9 o'clock. Val and Terrell, back to you.
All righty, Stephanie Wade in Waukegan this morning. Stephanie, thank you. I want to get you an update on some breaking news that we've been watching. Crews are cleaning up the damage at a northwest suburban restaurant. 4 people were hurt by a driver who crashed into the side of that business last night. The driver's car came to a stop inside the Buffalo Wings and Rings in Crystal Lake. Witnesses say the woman driving was parking when suddenly the Nissan Altima lurched forward and through the window.
It's just crazy the amount of speed that it took from that car to be from stop to go through these glass doors.
It's so strange to just see like a car in the middle of the place that you work. Obviously, it doesn't belong there.
Investigators are working to figure out what caused that crash, and we're told that all 4 of the victims that were hurt are customers, and their injuries range from minor to serious.
Here in Chicago, authorities say 5 people who were injured in this Southside crash are in good condition. The victims include a state trooper and 3 children. The crash happened around 9:30 last night near 83rd and State. The Chicago Fire Department says the crash involved a stolen car.
And this is new this morning. Overnight, we learned that a U.S. postal worker was robbed at gunpoint in west suburban Westchester. We're told a person in a ski mask came up to the postal carrier on Monday, 1900 block of Norfolk Street. He demanded the carrier's postal key and then drove off in a red BMW. Similar crimes have been reported in Chicago and other nearby suburbs over the past few months.
Now to the latest in Chicago's runoff elections. The candidates for mayor will be busy today reaching out to more voters as a new poll shows the race getting tighter.
Yeah, Christian Picos is here with more on that this morning. Christian.
So both candidates have packed schedules today. As the latest poll shows, Brandon Johnson and Paul Vallis, they're nearly neck and neck. Johnson is going to be meeting with Jewish leaders before speaking with veterans and spending time at a West Side early voting event this afternoon. Vallis is expecting more endorsements today from the Latino community, including from Cook County Circuit Clerk Iris Martinez and 26th Ward Alderman Roberto Moldano. Both candidates need all the backing they can get. A recent poll shows Vallis leading Johnson at 46.3% to 44.2%. And according to that poll, just over 9.5% of voters are still undecided. The margin of error making this tight mayor's race a statistical tie.
I'm not going to comment on the polls other than to say we're right on target. We have confidence in our message. We have confidence that our issues are resonating. We feel that we're going to do well.
Now, Johnson's campaign issued a statement saying in part, quote, "We're gratified by the extraordinary momentum building behind our multicultural, multi-generational campaign, and we look forward to making that vision a reality on April 4th. Vallis previously had a 6-point lead over Johnson earlier this month. That polling also shows two key groups, Hispanics and lakefront voters, are still split between the two candidates, which could very well decide who is elected mayor. Terrell and Val.
Christian Picos, thank you so much. The Lime e-scooter company has the deal for anyone who wants to ride to the polls. Now through Election Day, you can get a 50% discount on rides to and from a polling place. All you have to do is use the promo code Chicago Election 2023.
This was breaking overnight. The Pentagon says the U.S. military did airstrikes in eastern Syria. The airstrikes targeted Iranian-backed groups. They were in retaliation for a drone strike yesterday at a U.S. base in the region. The drone strike killed a U.S. contractor and hurt 6 others, including 5 U.S. service members.
The Manhattan grand jury investigating Donald Trump over hush money payments is not scheduled to meet today. Sources tell ABC News one more witness may be called to testify on Monday. But as Mr. Trump waits possible indictment in that case, he faces a setback in a separate investigation. A lawyer representing the former president in the Mar-a-Lago classified documents case is preparing to appear before a grand jury today. And now to the showdown over TikTok on Capitol Hill. The CEO of the social media app faced some pretty tough questions from members of Congress yesterday.
Yeah, he spent hours trying to convince them that the app is committed to protecting Americans' privacy, even with concerns about TikTok's Chinese ownership and ties to Beijing. ABC's Justin Finch is live in Washington with more on that this morning. Justin.
Terrell, good morning. We really saw House Republicans and Democrats light into that TikTok CEO. They were looking for some answers about how the app is safeguarding U.S. users' data and how it would also stop potential efforts by the Chinese government to weaponize the platform. House Republicans and Democrats united in their skepticism of TikTok, which counts more than 150 million U.S. users.
TikTok collects nearly every data point imaginable. And the Chinese Communist Party is able to use this as a tool to manipulate America as a whole.
TikTok needs to be an American company with American values and end its ties to the Chinese Communist Party.
TikTok CEO Xiao Chu facing more than 5 hours of questioning Thursday. Chu insisting the app is working to protect American users by firewalling off their data from unwanted foreign influence.
It is our commitment to this committee and all our users that we will keep this free from any manipulation by any government.
Chu says TikTok's firewall will launch sometime later this year and that it plans to store Americans' data on U.S. soil.
I have seen no evidence that the Chinese government has access to that data. They have never asked us. We have not provided.
I find that actually preposterous.
A TikTok spokesperson says its CEO, Xiao, came prepared to answer questions from Congress, but unfortunately, the day was dominated by political grandstanding. The Biden administration has called for TikTok's Chinese parent company to sell its U.S. operations or face a possible ban, which Beijing opposes.
I uninstalled it, actually, because I don't know, I just don't want them to collect data.
I think while those concerns are valid, and I myself have had them, I think to hear what TikTok is doing is giving me reassurance.
And TikTok CEO also saying concerns raised about the app are not unique to its platform, despite bipartisan Senate support for a bill that would regulate or even ban foreign-made technology that could compromise national security. Val Terrell, back to you.
All righty, Justin Finch in Washington. Justin, thank you. Twitter is getting rid of those blue checkmark statuses on users' profiles next month. The blue checkmark was used as a verification status before Elon Musk bought the social media platform. Twitter says individual users and businesses who want to keep their checkmarks will have to pay $8 a month. Ooh, are you gonna pay the money to keep that blue checkmark? It's interesting. 10 past the hour. A warning for people in southwest suburban Bridgeview. The entire village is being urged to boil their water because of a water main break. Chopper 7 caught crews working on the break last night near 71st and Beloit. A village spokesperson says that break caused a drop in water pressure and that set off the boil order. Water samples are now being tested for bacteria to make sure it is safe to drink. The precautionary boil advisory is in effect until those tests are done, which could take up to 48 hours.
Happening today here at home, we'll get our first glance at the city's newly named snowplows.
Yeah, the plow names were chosen from the first ever naming contest that was held. You may remember this back over the winter. We were talking about it. So the 7 winning entries were pulled from a list of 80,000 entrants.
That's a lot.
It is. Some of the winning monikers include Sleet Home Chicago, Salter Peyton, and Sears Plower. The plows with the name emblazoned on the side will be shown off this morning, 10:15 at the city's salt storage facility.
Sometimes you just never know what gets people interested and makes them actually log on, find the site, come up with a creative name and actually do it.
Yeah. And I think people are going to like seeing the name on the plow when it's plowing the street.
Bragging rights for sure. All right, your live and local news just getting started as we stream out loud this morning. Coming up, pothole payouts. How much you can get if you file a damage claim with the city of Chicago, and will you really get the money? The I-Team investigation coming up.
First, though, Tracy's got your AccuWeather forecast. She's watching rain, even some snow. All depends on where you live, though. We'll have that coming up.
Well, hello there. Happy Friday to you. And oh my goodness, this is what we're starting off with for tomorrow. This is a winter weather advisory. It will go in effect at 4 a.m. tomorrow through 1 p.m. Areas west, north of Chicago, and here is why. So we are going to see this rain increasing here this evening, but overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, this will transfer over to initially mix with snow. For those of you in southern Wisconsin and near the Wisconsin line, this could be a little bit of a doozy of a March snow for you, and it is going to be that really heavy, moisture-laden, wet snow. It is quite possible that those of you along the Wisconsin line, far northern suburbs, you could get 5-6 inches of snow, maybe a couple isolated spots with more. For the most part, areas south are going to get a slushy coating. But I could see even at O'Hare coming in with 1 or 2 inches of measurable snowfall. There you see the higher totals most likely forecast to be farther to the north. Well, right now out at O'Hare, it's quiet, it's cloudy, it's 37, but our wind chill is 29 degrees. It is 38 degrees now in Oak Lawn, 37 currently in Evanston, and 33 out in Geneva. Today, we will get into the 40s. Tomorrow, just a sloppy Saturday. Sunday looks a lot better. Roz?
On the expressways, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, but we've got some breaking news on the inbound Kennedy, not related to the construction right around Lawrence. Now, Chopper 7 is over Lawrence, over the Kennedy Expressway, where you see the IDOT Minutemen and one of the vehicles that was involved in a crash and a lot of police activity. According to state police, there was a chase because of a stolen vehicle. It started in Des Plaines, ended up on the Kennedy, and state police, they had their lights on, they were going at lower rates of speed, and then the person in the alleged stolen vehicle took off, caused a multi-vehicle crash on the Kennedy at Lawrence, and then got off the Kennedy at Lawrence, and they're still looking for this person. Now, the crash, they've relocated it, as you can see, and traffic is open on the Kennedy, but only 2 lanes because it's in the construction zone. So it's still moving slowly. But this is still an ongoing investigation, and we'll let you know once we get a little bit more information. But that's going to be the biggest problem right now. Val and Terrell, back to you.
Oh, yeah, looks like it, Roz. Thank you. Well, it is pothole season here in Chicago, and you can, at home, file a claim with the city if a pothole damages your car. So, how often does the city actually pay out those pothole claims? Our I-Team consumer investigator Jason Knowles dug into the data.
You can file a damage claim with the city of Chicago if you hit a pothole, but is it really worth it? The I-Team is finding out how often the city is making those pothole payouts.
I hit a pothole, has a hole in the tire.
Joshua Gadsden says this is his 6th tire replacement in 2 years, all due to potholes, but he's never filed a claim with the city.
For me, the time and then the type of car I have, the rim alone costs more than the city's kind of limit.
The city accepts various claims for damage that are under $2,500, including potholes. But it does take some time and legwork. First, you fill out this claim form with the city clerk's office, including either a receipt for the damage or 2 written estimates, plus a copy of the police report. Chicago City Council's Committee on Finance decides whether your claim is approved and how much you will receive. If approved, they'll pay up to half of your costs. The city considers damage done by a pothole to be half its responsibility and the other half the responsibility of the driver who didn't avoid the pothole. Kuko's Tire Shop in Auburn Gresham says it has a steady stream of consumers looking for fixes.
It can range between 40 up to 60.
In a day?
In a day. Because sometimes, the cars may come in with 2-3 rims cracked.
Last year, Chicago's City Council Committee on Finance, which votes to approve claims, paid out a little more than half of what it budgets for vehicle damage claims due to potholes. That's according to data requested by the I-Team under the Freedom of Information Act. Of the nearly 1,400 claims filed with the city, 46% of pothole damage claims were approved. 37% were denied, and 18% are still pending. The average payout, $333.
For as much as we pay in taxes, it's kind of absurd that we have this many potholes.
The Committee on Finance says it reaches out to claimants if they don't provide the proper proof and give people extra time to comply. If you're denied, there is no appeals process. In that case, your next step would be to go to court and sue the city. Jason Knowles, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Just infuriating. So frustrating. It's like, where do you even begin?
Yeah, it's not that much confidence from my experience with potholes in the city.
And they are big and they are there.
And they come out of nowhere.
Exactly.
And even if you try, sometimes you get right up on it, you can't go anywhere.
No.
Yeah.
You can't even swerve, right? You got to hit it.
You gotta hit it. All right, still to stream this morning, we're gonna tell you about the new effort to fight carjackings around Chicago with millions in new funding.
Also later on this hour, looks like something out of the Jetsons, the new air taxi route that could take you from downtown to O'Hare in just 10 minutes.
Ooh.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
Today, a Cook County judge is expected to issue a ruling for vendors at Chicago's Little Village Discount Mall. The mall's new owner, Novak Construction, has asked roughly half of the vendors to leave. Those vendors went to court yesterday. They're hoping the judge will grant an emergency injunction, giving them more time to vacate and find a new place to work.
Also today, the Chicago Police Department is hosting entrance exams. The exams will be held at 8:30 a.m. and then at 1:30 p.m. at various city colleges of Chicago locations. There will also be 2 more exam sessions at the same times tomorrow. Those interested in taking the exam can register in advance through the CPD website. Walk-in applicants will also be welcome at each exam session.
A pop-up concert will be front and center at Union Station today. It's part of the annual Worldwide Back in the Subways project. Brings live classical music to wider audiences. Performers from Chicago's Bach Week Festival will be out there during lunchtime. And Sundays on State is back this summer, only for 2 days though. Man, they jamming. The festival returns with vendors, food, and performances.
Oh, I can't wait.
So much fun.
Festivals, farmers markets, like you mentioned yesterday.
Tank top, shorts.
Tube Top Tuesday. Bringing back the Tube Top Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get you a tube top this spring.
A tube? I don't even know. What is that?
I got you.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
worry about
All
it. Right now, we're going to join our Good Morning America. We're going to get them extra small. Good Morning America viewers. Tanya's going to have a news update on TV in just a bit. You'll hear it here, too.
Yeah.
Now, an update from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning. At 7:23, I'm Tanya Babich. The search will resume this morning for a missing sailor last seen leaving a bar in Waukegan last weekend. Search teams have scoured the waters of Lake Michigan, beaches, and lakefront for 21-year-old Seamus Gray. Gray is a sailor assigned to Naval Station Great Lakes in North Chicago. He was last seen early Saturday morning leaving Ibiza Bar in downtown Waukegan. Police say he headed east toward the lake. Today's search will center on areas closer to the base. We'll get a check of the ABC 7 AccuWeather forecast now. Here's meteorologist Tracy Butler.
Tanya, thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. We are starting off nice and quiet around the area this morning. Let's take a look, however, at tomorrow, because we have a winter weather advisory that will go into effect tomorrow, 4 a.m. and stay in effect until 1 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. And this is because we are going to get some snow developing in these areas. Right now, it is 37 degrees in Des Plaines, 38 in Bridgeview, and 36 degrees right now in Hammond. Today, anticipating rain that will move in during the evening hours. We will take a break. Roz after this.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's move. Let's rest and recharge. And put our health first. Let's be well. To do that, let's eat well. Breathe deep. Find joy in the little moments. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well. Advocate Aurora Health.
Welcome back. We've got some pretty high travel times, 50 minutes to an hour 5, and a couple of issues that we're addressing. First off, we're still recovering from a crash inbound on the Kennedy near Lawrence, right in the middle of that work zone, right where it begins. This reportedly from state police was a police chase that ended up in a multi-vehicle crash. Now they've got all the lanes open, but the damage is done. It's about an hour 5 on the Kennedy, and the Stevenson big gapers delay inbound to a crash outbound at Pulaski. So your inbound travel time is about an hour from the Tri-State to DuSable Lakeshore Drive. And northbound DuSable is backed up in the construction zone.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Time now 7:27, 37 degrees outside. Tracy's going to be back with your weather in just a few minutes.
You will only see this here on ABC 7. New state-of-the-art quiet rooms for Cook County 911 dispatchers. The rooms at the Cook County 911 Dispatch Center in Des Plaines are equipped with light therapy, designed to give dispatchers a break from the stress and demands of answering emergency calls.
We get the initial calls of people screaming, their initial panic of situations that they're in. If I've had a stressful day at work, be it a bad phone call or busy radio traffic with the officers, I can come back here and just sit in a quiet room away from the noise and the hectic, things that happen in a 911 center.
Experts say these spaces to decompress are essential.
They need it.
Oh, they need every bit of it.
So need it. And I'm
Right?
so glad that they now have that. In fact, more quiet rooms are needed probably
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. And just a space where you can be alone, right? And just think and maybe even take a nap.
Oh.
Right?
Well, I got one on the 4th floor if you want to come visit me.
Is that your office?
You might have to snuggle with me, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I hear you.
goodness.
Sounds good.
All right. I'm a good snuggler. Coming up this morning, the flying taxis that you may soon see flying over Chicago.
Yeah, plus we're going to check in with Tracy and Ross for an update on weather and travel times this morning. Hang tight. We're back in 90 seconds.
You're watching ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 7, streaming live now.
Bottom of the hour now at 7:30, taking a look at the morning's top stories. The search for a sailor missing in the north suburbs continues today with the help from U.S. naval investigators. 21-year-old Seamus Gray was last seen Saturday morning leaving a Ibiza bar in downtown Waukegan. Police say they've already searched miles of lakefront. Today, they plan to search closer to Naval Station Great Lakes. That's where Gray was last assigned.
The race for Chicago mayor is getting tighter with just 11 days to go until the runoff election. A new poll by Victory Research shows Paul Vallis still out front at 46.3%, but Brandon Johnson right behind at 44.2%, with 9.6% still undecided. The margin of error is 3.5%.
Bridgeview residents are urged to boil their water because of a water main break. Chopper 7 caught crews yesterday working on the break last night near 71st and Beloit. A village spokesperson says the break caused a drop in water pressure that set off the boil order, and it's all just as a precaution.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Val Warner.
And good to be with you this morning. I'm Terrell Brown. Let's go outside, get a peek this morning at what's going on. See the clouds out there right now. It's kind of chilly, 37 degrees. Boy, things are going to be a change in through the afternoon today, Tracy.
Yeah, you know what? More and more cloud cover through the day. However, now I wouldn't be surprised this morning. We still manage a couple peaks of some sun, but rain is going to move in here later today, and eventually some of us are going to end up with some snow, and that's why a winter weather advisory has been extended 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. for those of you far north, far west suburbs. It's looking like, especially on your lawns, on elevated surfaces, maybe on some side roads, we could get some accumulating snow around here. 35 Waukegan, 36 degrees in Gary, 34 in Morris, and 32 degrees out in DeKalb. So today, you know what? If you're going to be out and about much later today, you'll need the rain gear. As for tomorrow, so tomorrow morning, there is going to be snow in the area, and this is going to be kind of a slushy, wet snow. We'll talk more about it in my next report. Roz?
We have no new crashes on any of the expressways right now, but we've got those high travel times anywhere from 55 to an hour 5. And of course, that hour 5 is going to be on the Kennedy. If you're just waking up, yes, crews were busy overnight expanding that work zone. Now it's from Montrose all the way down to Fullerton, where they have the 2 left lanes closed, and they're going to continue that over the weekend until they get all the way down to Hubbard's Cave. Though right now we are seeing a Gapers delay on the inbound Stevenson, a crash outbound near Pulaski, so that travel time is pretty elevated. It's almost an hour from the Tri-State to DuSable Lakeshore Drive, and one suburban crash in Villa Park at Route 83 and Riverside Drive. Val and Terrell.
All righty, Ross, thank you. Come on over here, let's chat. Here's what we're talking about this morning. And United Airlines is working on a new electric air taxi service to O'Hare.
It's set to start in actually 2025. It would have passengers take off in an electric air taxi from the Illinois Medical District on Chicago's near West Side. They land at O'Hare minutes later, ready to board their flight. Archer Aviation is building the aircrafts, and ComEd is working on the infrastructure to power them. Does this seem impossible, especially with construction on the Kennedy and everything we have going on right now?
I mean, it sounds like a good idea just for that.
It looks like a helicopter-esque type of contraption.
Yeah,
you know, thing. Yeah. So, I mean, if that's the case, I'd take it.
You try it?
Oh, yeah. Well, you've been in a chopper. I've been in a chopper.
Yeah.
That's true.
I would do that.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down, for me, it's all timing, right? So what the blue line is like 40 minutes from O'Hare to downtown.
Right, and the blue line's under construction.
Right, got that going on too.
Everything is under construction right now. It's construction season.
So traffic from O'Hare to downtown right now, if you were to take the car, that would be about an hour. Okay. And then the thing about this flight, all right, so you have to get to
the place to get on
it.
Yeah, that's
and
what
then
I'm
you have to
wondering
get
about.
to the airport. I guess from door to door, how much time is this thing going to take is my question. I don't know.
Well, the actual trip itself will be really quick.
Right.
So, but it's how long will it take you to get to the place?
Where do you board? Did they say where that is yet?
At Vertiport, so right next to that Costco.
Oh, on Ashland?
Over on Ashland, exactly.
That's my Costco.
Oh, is it? Oh, so it's right by your house. This might be really good for you.
I've seen that.
You know, with the helicopters landing and everything right over there.
And it's right down the street from Rush.
I've taken off. Yeah, it is. It's by the medical district. Yeah. I've taken off from Vertiport.
Okay, now for me, that's great
really
news.
Convenient, right?
Yeah, that's great. That's my hood.
For me,
for you, not so
I
much.
live 20, 30 more minutes away from that on the south side. So I'd land on the west side, and then I'd have to drive all the way down to the south side.
Yeah, no. So maybe they need multiple takeoff locations.
There's a plan. That doesn't
like just put them on different sides of the city. Maybe one there. That's your near west side.
Where else
one
do we
south.
have,
I don't know.
heliports?
Yeah, I don't know that part.
Yeah.
Land on your house.
Now that's what
I'm talking about. That's right. Just take me home.
Oh, that would be lovely.
But do you know that feeling when you land and then it's like, all right, I've just gotten through this long flight. I'm tired. I'm hungry. My breath stank. And now I've got to take another hour to finally get home. And that's the tough thing about O'Hare. I guess you don't have to worry about that so much.
I go to Midway.
Midway.
So that's I love Midway. That's my choice is Midway. I mean, I have done O'Hare, but I love Midway.
Because you're closer.
I'm closer to
Right,
Midway.
I'm closer to O'Hare.
Yeah.
Right, so
it just depends where you are.
But even just in terms of getting around O'Hare, it's so big. I feel like Midway I can handle.
Yeah, I agree with
O'Hare is huge and
massive
intimidating.
airport.
Yeah, I guess maybe because I don't do it enough.
You need to get someone to drop you off at the airport.
Oh, Right. That's what I need to do. See, I'm trying to Uber myself to the Uber mama over here. Next year, minors who want to join social media in Utah, they're going to need their parents' consent.
Yeah, Utah's governor signed a bill requiring parental consent for minors to join social media. Under that legislation, the online platforms have to conduct age verification for all Utah residents and give parents access to their teens' accounts. The new law also bans all advertisements for minors and requires the platforms to make their sites off limits to anyone 18 years old between 10:30 at night and 6:30 in the morning. It's expected to go into effect on March 1st, 2024. Okay. So is that under 18? Under 18
in a year from now.
Okay. Yeah.
Make it a nationwide law.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Yeah, all that sounded good to me.
It sounds great to me.
Didn't bother me at all.
No.
Yeah.
What's the argument? It's not.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't know. What's the argument?
Yeah.
I don't know any parent that would argue against it.
I don't think.
I think we're all
the kids are
on
going
board
to be.
with
No,
that.
I would not argue against that.
Right.
Yeah.
Kids are going to raise some.
They're going to hate it.
Oh, they're going to hate it. Yeah, but
They
I mean,
might.
Too bad.
Well, they should be sleepy
That's
at
right.
10:30 at night anyway. They should be.
Exactly.
I don't know about you, though. Like, my son is already at school, and he doesn't get home till 6. He spends 12 hours a day. He's exhausted.
Yeah.
By the time he comes home, he eats, does his homework. He's knocked out, I think. Well, I don't know because I go to bed at 7. So what am I talking about?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He could be up all night on social media.
You're right about that.
See, that's the problem, parenting on this shift.
Yeah.
Hello.
You don't know what they're doing. Oh, Mom, I'm going to bed. Yeah.
Look at me sitting up here thinking that I got it under control. I don't have anything under control.
Look,
No idea.
Probably not the only one. Probably all kinds of parents out there that don't know what in the world these kids
If you
are
work
doing.
overnights, you don't.
Yeah, you have no idea, right? Or if you go to bed early and the kids go to bed a little later, I mean, you don't know what they're doing all night on those phones.
You are so right. Oh, Lord. What am I going to do now? Well,
Yeah.
just got to trust that I raised him right. And he's making some smart decisions.
Lord, take the wheel.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yep. All right. Eyewitness News streaming out loud this morning. We're going to take a quick break. We're back with more in 90 seconds. Hang on.
Well, good morning to you. I just had to share with you this gorgeous photo from Suzanne up in Worthington, Minnesota. The northern lights were just brilliant and bright, painting the skies across Wisconsin and Minnesota. So if you have any friends in Wisconsin, in Minnesota, ask them if they saw the northern lights last night. We could have seen them if we didn't have all of this cloud cover. This cloud cover coming in advance of this whole mess. It's a winter weather advisory, goes into effect tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. Now, we are going to get a precursor to any snow with some rain that develops here later this evening during the overnight hours. And this is going to mix with change over to all snow for parts of the area. If you're near the Wisconsin line, I really believe you're going to end up with 4 or 5, maybe 6 inches of snow. There could be a few spots that get a couple isolated higher totals. Out at O'Hare, I'm looking for an inch or 2. The farther south you go, it's more of a slushy coating. And one of our models is kind of suggesting still kind of a sharp cutoff between who gets something a little more significant and who does not. Well, right now out at O'Hare, it is 37 degrees. It is cloudy. So for today, highs up into the mid 40s. Tomorrow, it's a sloppy Saturday. Sunday for the Shamrock Shuffle looks a lot better. Roz?
We're looking at some rather high travel times, but fortunately no new crashes on the expressways. Kennedy holding a little over an hour from O'Hare to downtown. The Stevenson's about 55. Not as bad on the Ike. That's 40 minutes, maybe a little less. And the Dan Ryan is between 25 and 30 minutes, 95th into downtown. Now, we're still seeing those massive delays on northbound USABA Lakeshore Drive from Marquette all the way up to 57th, where it pinches down into one lane. Southbound is backed up as well. Eastbound 57th, northbound Cornell. That's going to be the drill. That's going to be the pattern for a while. We've got a couple of suburban crashes now. Carroll Stream, North Avenue, and County Farm Road. And we've got a crash in Bartlett at Stearns Road and Bartlett Road. Val and Terrell.
All right, Roz, thank you. Happening this weekend, thousands of runners will hit the pavement for this year's Shamrock Shuffle.
Yep, right now the barricades are up before this Sunday's big 8K race and 2-mile walk. Galen Rupp is with us this morning. He's competed in the Shamrock Shuffle before. Galen, it's good to see you. Good morning.
Good to be here.
Yeah, when you walked in, I'm like, man, this guy is a runner. He doesn't look like it, right? Long distance running is what you do. What got you into it?
Well, ironically, my mom told me she'd take me to McDonald's, and that was the first thing that got me out the door.
What? So she said, wait, if you run, I'll take you to McDonald's?
She said you got to replenish all that salt you lost. So we went there, and that was how I got my start, and I've been running ever since.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Did you then start running to McDonald's versus her taking you? So, okay, your long distance, this is 5 miles, right? Mm-hmm. Do you do other, like marathons and all that stuff too?
Yep, yeah, I started out on the track when I was young, but now I run marathons. So I'm the 2017 Bank of America Chicago Marathon champion, and I've been coming back ever since.
Oh, wow. And you got a medal with you this morning. So what's this medal for?
Yeah, well, this will be for the Shamrock Shuffle. We'll be giving these out to all the finishers on Sunday, and yeah, it's a sold-out race. We got 26,000 people coming.
That's awesome.
Got a mile race coming up on Saturday too, so we're all really excited to be here and have this thing kicking off running season.
I always wonder this when I see people like you out running, because by about a mile, I'm about to die. Right. I can't keep doing this. What in your mind keeps you going? I know you have to get tired at some point.
We all get tired. We all have those doubts. I have those doubts when I'm running too. And I think the most important thing is to always just try to stay present. You can't run that entire distance in that split second that you're thinking about it. So try to break it down into small goals. I've counted city blocks. I've counted street lights before. And it's before you know it, the finish line will be in sight. And once you start to taste it, you'll get there.
That's a life lesson right there.
That is really good. But how important is breathing too? I mean, in training, right? You probably train to do what you do, as I'm sure.
Yeah, no, I run every day, over 100 miles a week, getting ready for
100 miles a week?
Yeah.
Woo! What's your diet like? Are you carbing up?
Oh yeah, it's carb heavy for sure. You need your energy.
Yeah. Okay, so somebody who's a first-time runner or who wants to lace up their shoes, try the Shamrock Shuffle, what should they be eating before the race? I'm always curious about that.
Yeah, I mean, the night before I usually try to get some pasta, but keep it pretty simple, nothing too heavy.
Yeah, because then you don't want to be heavy the next morning,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, and then just get a little bit in before, the race. I usually eat 3 or 4 hours before myself, but something light, whether it's a bagel, banana. Just you want to have a little bit of energy, though. You don't want to go into the starting line on empty.
What's your mile? How fast is your mile? I'm just curious.
I've run 350.
3 minutes and 50 seconds?
Dude, are you practically sprinting the entire time when you run a mile that fast?
Yeah.
My heart would explode. Y'all would just have to pick me up off the ground. I don't think I could get through that.
Well, my son does not do long distance. He does track. But of course, if I'm at track meets, I watch the 3,200 meter races and the long distance races. And I think we were all cheering for them because you kind of get caught up even though it's not your kid's race. And I think we saw maybe 4 minutes and something, and we thought that was phenomenal.
Amazing.
3 minutes and 50 seconds.
That's unbelievable. And you have to train up to that point, right?
Oh yeah, it took a lot of years of a lot of hard work and dedication to get there, but it's all a journey. That's the thing I love about running. We all have our personal journeys, we all have our own finish lines, and it's so much a competition against yourself more than anything else.
What do you love about coming to Chicago and doing this race? Because Chicago's an amazing city.
I mean, my dad grew up here, so this was the only place we ever came was to come visit family, you know, for vacation.
Yeah.
So I've loved this city since I was a kid. The energy here, the running community, it's just incredible.
Man, well, we love having you here this morning.
Man.
It's been really,
What kind of shoes do we need to get to start running?
Gotta get some Nikes.
Nikes?
Oh.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Got some great long distance shoes, Alpha Fly, Vapor Fly. That's what I run.
Okay, well, we better get us some because we need to get running.
We need to. I'm going to buy them, and they're going to, of course, sit at home in the room. I'm going to stare at them every day and go, man, I should be out there running. But, man,
if I can look like that, I think I
know,
would.
right? I was just about to say, you're a big motivation and inspiration to so many people, and I really appreciate you dropping by this morning. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
He'll be we won't miss him because he'll be finished before everybody gets started.
Exactly, right? He'll be done. Galen Rupp right here. Galen, thanks again. Appreciate it. To learn more about the Shamrock Shuffle in this year's Bank of America competition, you can head over to our website, abc7chicago.com.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We want to still talk to you in the break. We'll be right back.
Friday is here.
The weekend is here, so let's get right to Roz for Festival Friday. Hey, Roz.
Hey, we're going to start with something new. This is put on by the Shed Aquarium. So take a look. We're going to start under the sea, sort of, kind of. We're going to feel the rhythm at the Ritmo del Mar from 7 to 11 p.m. Now, this is a celebration of Latin culture. They're going to have live music, including salsa, merengue, dance lessons, and delicious food and drinks. In fact, I'm going to be there later today for Weekender, so we're going to really take a deep dive and show you what that's all about, no pun intended. Now, if you feel like doing a little shopping for this, dozens of local businesses in Andersonville are offering special discounts today through Sunday for their in-sidewalk sale. From jewelry to art, clothing to vinyl, there's something for everyone to brighten up your spring shopping experience and support local businesses. On the theater beat, the Chicago premiere of the mystery thriller Describe the Night is now in performance at Steppenwolf Theater. This story of truth and lies, soldiers and poets and secret agents unravels mysteries buried by decades of history, fiction, and blood. It runs through April 9th. And on the magic beat, you still have time to see the highly recommended Physician Magician at the Rhapsody Theater. Dr. Ricardo Rosenkrantz shares the connection between medicine and magic in an evening of rarely seen magic and illusions. The cabaret-style show runs through April 2nd. Val and Terrell, there you go. It's going to be a fun weekend.
A whole lot to do. Yeah. All right, Ross, sounds good. Thank you so much. We jamming. We're going to get a break in here. We'll come back in 90 seconds. Hang on.
Music.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're getting a first look at the new chapter in Netflix's popular Bridgerton series.
Oh, snap.
Is this the one with that fine guy?
Yeah, him. Right. Everybody's talking about.
I haven't seen it.
You still haven't seen this?
I still have not seen it.
So it's a prequel focusing on the story of how Charlotte came to become Queen of England.
There is reason they wanted me. Why me?
Charlotte, but there are worse fates than marrying the King of England.
The show will follow Queen Charlotte's rise to power and some characters from Bridgerton, like Lady Danbury and young Violet Bridgerton will also make appearances. All 6 episodes of the show will hit Netflix on May 4th.
So what's the guy's name, Roz, that we want to look out for?
Regé, yeah.
Jean. But he's not going to be in this one?
No, he was only in the first season and didn't do any more after that.
Yeah.
Oh, so I only need to watch the first.
Yeah, to go back.
Watch the first one, by far the best.
Yeah. I don't know how they outdo it, but we'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, John Wick Chapter 4 officially opens today. Keanu Reeves is back as the master assassin, taking on the mysterious High Table.
And so this idea of a car fight and gunfight and being chased continuously around the chaos that gets created in John Wick around the Arc de Triomphe was really something special.
Pundits say it could open with a franchise record $70 million. Now, a heads up before heading to the theater, the movie runs close to 3 hours. Woo! And we hear you actually need to stay through the credits.
Oh, Lord.
So do not drink a lot of liquids before you go and see in this show because you don't want to take any bathroom
Has
breaks.
Richard Roper reviewed this
You know
yet?
what? I don't know if he's doing this today. I can't remember.
Okay.
But watch anyway to find out what he's going to review.
Or take a nap and then watch. Or watch the beginning, take a nap, and then watch at the end. That's what I'd have to do. I cannot stay awake through a 3-hour movie anymore.
I don't know. We keep seeing that, but remember, Rod said if it's good, you might be able to, right?
You're so engaged. 3 hours goes by quick.
Was that the Avatar one that you saw?
Avatar.
3 hours?
Was it that good?
Mm-hmm.
I
And
thought so. And
Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda.
Both of them.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Really goes by if your eyes are closed. You might want to close your eyes when you see this 7-day. Yes, tomorrow we are talking some snow in the area. Saturday looks miserable, quite honestly. Sunday does not.
Great. Yep, just in time for the shuffle.
We got a little bit of everything. All right, that's going to do it for us. For Tracy and Roz, I'm Val Warner.
And I'm Terrell Brown. Thank you so much for watching this morning. Tanya Babbage will have a news update on TV. You'll see it right here, too. Weather and traffic with Tracy and Roz during GMA. From everybody here at ABC7, have a great morning, everybody. We'll see you back here Monday, 7 a.m.
This has been Eyewitness News, streaming at 7.